Hi, welcome to the mini story lesson for the conversation, The Wedding. Let's get started with the story. Freddie the Fork and Sara the Spoon live together in New York. Freddie and Sara are getting married. Pretty much all of Sara's friends came to the wedding, but her Aunt Patty didn't make it. 2 days before the wedding, Sara's mother and father flew to New York from London. Their flight made it in on time. Sara's father is old-fashioned. He did not want Sara to live with Freddie before they got married. Freddie and Sara did not have a lot of money, so they had a do-it-yourself wedding. Freddie and Sara cooked all of the food, and Sara's mother made the wedding dress. It was a lot of work, but it was worth it. Freddie and Sara got married at the beach. They were worried it was going to rain, but the weather cooperated. After they got married, Sara's father was happy because Freddie had made an honest woman of her. Okay, so that's our story. Now I will read the story again, and I will ask questions as I'm reading it. If you want, you can answer the questions out loud. If you need a little more time to answer the questions, then feel free to pause your player. And, of course, if you just want to sit back and listen, that's okay also. Okay, now let's get started. Freddie the Fork and Sara the Spoon live together in New York. Do Freddie the Fork and Sara the Spoon live together in New York? Yes, they do. They live together in New York. What do Freddie the Fork and Sara the Spoon do? Do they live together in New York or travel in Los Angeles? They live together in New York. Did Freddie the Fork and Sara the Spoon travel in Los Angeles? No, they didn't travel in Los Angeles. Do they live together in New York? Yes, that's correct. They live together in New York. Who lives together in New York? Freddie the Fork and Sara the Spoon. They live together in New York. Do Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie live together in New York? No, not Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Do Freddie the Fork and Sara the Spoon live together in New York? Yes, they do. Freddie the Fork and Sara the Spoon live together in New York. What is Freddie? Is he a spoon or a fork? A fork. Freddie is a fork. Freddie the Fork. What is Sara? Is she a spoon or a fork? A spoon. Sara the Spoon. Is Sara a fork? No, Sara's not a fork. Is Freddie a fork? Yes, he is. Freddie is a fork. Freddie the Fork. Where do Freddie the Fork and Sara the Spoon live? Do they live in New York or Los Angeles? New York. They live together in New York. Do Freddie and Sara live together? Yes, they do. They live together. Do Freddie the Fork and Sara the Spoon live together in New York? Yes, that's correct. Freddie the Fork and Sara the Spoon live together in New York. Do Freddie the Fork and Sara the Spoon live together in New York? Yes, that's correct. Freddie the Fork and Sara the Spoon live together in New York. Yes, that's correct. Freddie the Fork and Sara the Spoon live together in New York. Freddie the Fork and Sara the Spoon live together in New York. Freddie and Sara are getting married. Are Freddie and Sara getting married? Yes, they are. That's what they're doing. They're getting married. What are Freddie and Sara doing? Well, they're getting married. Are they ordering a wedding present for Samantha or getting married? Getting married. They're getting married. Are they baking a cake? No, they're not baking a cake. They're getting married. Are they getting married? Yes, they are. Freddie and Sara are getting married. Who is getting married? Are Brad and Angelina getting married? No, Brad and Angelina aren't getting married. Are Freddie and Sara getting married? Yes, they are. Freddie and Sara are getting married. Pretty much all of Sara's friends came to the wedding. Did pretty much all of Sara's friends come to the wedding? Yes, that's true. Pretty much all of Sara's friends came to the wedding. Did only one of Sara's friends come to the wedding? No, not just one, unless she only has one friend. Did almost all of Sara's friends come to the wedding? Yes, that's correct. Pretty much all of Sara's friends came to the wedding, which means almost all of Sara's friends came to the wedding. Pretty much means almost. So if you say pretty much, it's the same as saying almost. What did almost all of Sara's friends do? Did they buy her a camera to take pictures or come to her wedding? Come to her wedding. Pretty much all of her friends came to her wedding. Who came to the wedding? Pretty much all of Sara's friends or Freddie's friends? Pretty much all of Sara's friends, not Freddie's friends. Where did pretty much all of Sara's friends come? Did they come to the library or the wedding? The wedding. They came to the wedding. Did almost all of Sara's friends come to the wedding? Yes, that's true. Pretty much all of her friends came to the wedding, which is the same as saying almost all of her friends came to the wedding. But her Aunt Patty didn't make it. Did her Aunt Patty make it? Nope. No, she did not. Her Aunt Patty did not make it. Was her Aunt Patty able to make it? Nope. She was unable to make it. Was her Aunt Patty unable to be there? Yes, that's true. She didn't make it, which means that she was unable to be there. Who didn't make it? Sara's Uncle Pedro or Sara's Aunt Patty? Well, Sara's Aunt Patty. Sara's Aunt Patty didn't make it. Was Sara's Aunt Patty able to be there? No, she wasn't. Her Aunt Patty didn't make it, so she was unable to be there. She was not able to be there. Was Sara's Aunt Patty able to be at the wedding? Nope, she was not able to make it. She didn't make it. She didn't make it to the wedding. 2 days before the wedding, Sara's mother and father flew to New York from London. Did Sara's mother and father fly to New York from London 2 days before the wedding? Yes, they did. They flew to New York 2 days before the wedding, and they flew from London. What did Sara's mother and father do? Did they fly to New York or drive to London? They flew to New York. Did Sara's mother and father drive to London? No, they didn't drive to London. How did Sara's mother and father get to New York? Did they take a train? No, they didn't take a train. Did they fly to New York? Yes, that's correct. They flew to New York. Who flew to New York 2 days before the wedding? Did Sara's Aunt Patty fly to New York 2 days before the wedding? No, Sara's Aunt Patty definitely did not fly to New York 2 days before the wedding because she couldn't make it. So she did not go to the wedding. Did Sara's mother fly to New York 2 days before the wedding? Yes, she did. She flew to New York 2 days before the wedding. Did Sara's father fly to New York 2 days before the wedding? Yes, that's true also. 2 days before the wedding, Sara's mother and father flew to New York from London. When did Sara's mother and father fly to New York? 2 days before the wedding. They flew to New York 2 days before the wedding. Did they fly to New York 1 week before the wedding or 2 days before the wedding? 2 days before the wedding. They flew to New York 2 days before the wedding. How many days before the wedding did they fly to New York? Was it 2 days or 7 days before the wedding? It was 2 days. 2 days before the wedding, Sara's mother and father flew to New York. Where did they fly from? Did they fly from Paris? No, they didn't fly from Paris. Did they fly from London? Yes, that's correct. They flew from London. Did Sara's mother and father fly to New York from London 2 days before the wedding? Yes, they did. 2 days before the wedding, Sara's mother and father flew to New York from London. Their flight made it in on time. Did their flight make it in on time? Yes, it did. Their flight made it in on time. What made it in on time? Their flight. Their flight made it in on time. Did their flight arrive on time? Yes, it did. It arrived on time, or it made it in on time. These are both the same thing. When you say made it in, you're saying arrived. Did their boat or their plane arrive on time? Their plane. They flew to New York from London. They flew on an airplane. Whose flight arrived on time? Did Sara's flight arrive on time? No, it wasn't Sara's. Sara lives in New York. She didn't have to fly to New York. Did Sarah's parents' flight arrive on time? Yes, it did. It was Sarah's parents' flight that arrived on time. Did Sarah's parents' flight arrive late? No, it didn't. It arrived on time, which means it did not arrive late. And it did not arrive early. It arrived on time. Sarah's father is old-fashioned. Is Sarah's father old-fashioned? Yes, he is. Sarah's father is old-fashioned. What is Sarah's father? Is he old or old-fashioned? He's old-fashioned. Sarah's father is old-fashioned. Does he have ideas that have not changed in a long time? Well, yes, he does. That's what old-fashioned means. Old-fashioned means that you have ideas that have not changed in a long time and that you still believe in those ideas and you don't think that they should change. So when we say he's old-fashioned, that is to say that he has ideas that have not changed in a long time. Does Sarah's father like things to change? No, he doesn't. He's old-fashioned. He likes things to remain the same. He likes things that are old ideas. Who is old-fashioned? Is Freddie old-fashioned? No, we're not talking about Freddie being old-fashioned. Is Sarah's father old-fashioned? Yes, that's correct. Sarah's father is old-fashioned. He did not want Sarah to live with Freddie before they got married. Did he want Sarah to live with Freddie before they got married? No, he did not. Remember, he's old-fashioned. And if you're old-fashioned, that probably means if you have a daughter, you do not want her to live with her boyfriend before they get married. What did he want? Did he want Sarah to not live with Freddie before they got married? Yes, that's correct. He wanted Sarah to not live with Freddie before they got married. He did not want them to live together before they got married. Who didn't want Sarah and Freddie to live together? Did Sarah's brother or Sarah's father? Sarah's father. Sarah's father did not want Sarah to live with Freddie before they got married. When did he not want them to live together? Well, he did not want them to live together before they got married. Did he want Sarah to live with Freddie before they got married? No, he did not. Remember, he is old-fashioned. Freddie and Sara did not have a lot of money. Did Freddie and Sara have a lot of money? No, they did not. They did not have a lot of money. What didn't Freddie and Sara have? A lot of money. They didn't have a lot of money. Who didn't have a lot of money? Freddie and Sara or Sara's parents? Freddie and Sara. Freddie and Sara didn't have a lot of money. Were Freddie and Sara rich? No, they were not. If they were rich, then they would have a lot of money. And they did not have a lot of money. So they had a do-it-yourself wedding. Did they have a do-it-yourself wedding? Yes, that's exactly what they did. They had a do-it-yourself wedding. What did they have? Did they have a baby or a do-it-yourself wedding? A do-it-yourself wedding. They had a do-it-yourself wedding. Who had a do-it-yourself wedding? Did Sarah's mother and father or Freddie and Sara have a do-it-yourself wedding? Freddie and Sara did. Freddie and Sara had a do-it-yourself wedding. What type of wedding did they have? A do-it-yourself wedding. They had a do-it-yourself wedding. Did they pay people money to help with their wedding? No, they didn't. They had a do-it-yourself wedding, which means that they did not pay people to help. That's what do-it-yourself means. It means doing it without paying other people to help. Why did they have a do-it-yourself wedding? Well, they had a do-it-yourself wedding because they did not have a lot of money. Freddie and Sara cooked all of the food. Did Freddie and Sara cook all of the food? Yes, they did. They cooked all of the food. What did Freddie and Sara do? Did they cut the grass or cook all of the food? Cooked all of the food. They cooked all of the food. Who cooked all of the food? Did Sara's mother or Freddie and Sara cook all of the food? Freddie and Sara did. Freddie and Sara cooked all of the food. Did Freddie and Sara cook some of the food? No, they didn't cook just some of the food. They cooked all of the food. Did Freddie and Sara hire someone to cook the food? No, they didn't. They had a do-it-yourself wedding. They ended up cooking all of the food. And Sara's mother made the wedding dress. Did Sara's mother make the wedding dress? Yes, she did. Sara's mother made the wedding dress. What did Sara's mother do? She made the wedding dress. Did Sara's mother clean the house or make the wedding dress? Make the wedding dress. She made the wedding dress. Did she clean the house? No, she didn't clean the house. Did she make the wedding dress? Yes, she did. She made the wedding dress. Who did Sara's mother make a wedding dress for? Did she make a dress for Freddie or for Sara? She made it for Sara. She definitely didn't make it for Freddie. Freddie's not going to wear a dress to the wedding. It was a lot of work, but it was worth it. Was it a lot of work? Yes, it was. It was a lot of work. How much work was it? Was it just a little or a lot of work? A lot of work. It was a lot of work. Was it worth it? Yes, it was. It was a lot of work, but it was worth it. Were they glad to have done it? Yes. Yes, they were. It was worth it, which means that they were glad to have done it. If you say something was worth it, then you're saying that you were glad that you did it. Were Freddie and Sara glad to have cooked the food? Yes, they were. It was worth it. So they were glad to have done it. They were glad to have cooked the food. Was Sara's mother glad to have made the wedding dress? Yes, she was. It was worth it. It was worth it to make the wedding dress, so she was glad to have made the wedding dress. Freddie and Sara got married at the beach. Did Freddie and Sara get married at the beach? Yes, they did. Freddie and Sara got married at the beach. What did Freddie and Sara do? Did they swim at the beach or get married at the beach? They got married at the beach. Freddie and Sara got married at the beach. Did Sara and Freddie swim at the beach? No, they didn't swim at the beach. They were probably all dressed up. Sara was dressed up in a dress. Freddie probably had nice clothes on also, so they did not swim while they were at the beach. Who got married at the beach? Did Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt get married at the beach? No, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie didn't get married at the beach. Did Sara and Freddie get married at the beach? Yes, that's correct. They got married at the beach. Sara and Freddie got married at the beach. Where did Freddie and Sara get married? At the beach. They got married at the beach. Did Freddie and Sara get married at the church? No, they didn't get married at the church. Did Freddie and Sara get married at the beach? Yes, that's correct. Freddie and Sara got married at the beach. They were worried it was going to rain, but the weather cooperated. Were they worried it was going to rain? Yes, they were. They were worried it was going to rain. What were they worried about? Well, they were worried about rain. They were worried it was going to rain. Were they worried about the weather or the football game? The weather. They were worried about the weather. They were worried it was going to rain. Who was worried? Were Sara's parents worried? No, not Sara's parents. Were Freddie and Sara worried? Yes, they were. Freddie and Sara were worried. Were Freddie and Sara worried it was going to rain? Yes, they were. They were worried it was going to rain. Did the weather cooperate? Yes, it did. The weather cooperated. Was the weather nice? Well, yes, it was. The weather cooperated, which means that the weather was nice. Did it rain? No, it did not rain. The weather cooperated, which means that it was nice, which means it did not rain. After they got married, Sara's father was happy. Was Sara's father happy after they got married? Yes, he was. He was happy. Was Sara's father upset after they got married? No, he wasn't upset. He was happy. Who got married? Did Sara and Freddie get married? Yes, that's correct. Sara and Freddie got married. Was Sara's father happy after Sara's brother got married? No, Sara's brother didn't get married. When was Sara's father happy? Was he happy after he ate dinner? No, not after he ate dinner. Was Sarah's father happy after Sara and Freddie got married? Yes, that's correct. After they got married, Sara's father was happy. Because Freddie had made an honest woman of her. Had Freddie made an honest woman of her? Yes, he had. Freddie had made an honest woman of her. What did Freddie do? Did he make her a hamburger? Or make an honest woman of her? He made an honest woman of her. Who did he make an honest woman of? Sarah's mom? No, not Sarah's mom. Sarah's mom is married to Sarah's dad. Did he make an honest woman of Sara? Yes, he did. He made an honest woman of Sara. Did he get married to Sara? Yes, he did. He made an honest woman of Sara, which is the same thing as saying he got married to Sara. When you make an honest woman of someone, that means that you get married to that woman. Why was Sarah's father happy? Was he happy because he liked the food? No, that's not why he was happy. Was he happy because Freddie made an honest woman of Sara? Yes, that's correct. That's why he was happy. He was happy because Freddie made an honest woman of Sara. Was he happy because Freddie got married to Sara? Yes, he was. Freddie made an honest woman of Sara, which means Freddie got married to Sara. So he was happy because Freddie got married to Sara, or you could say he was happy because Freddie made an honest woman of Sara. Okay, we have reached the end of our story. Now, it's time for you to tell the story all by yourself. Remember, you do not have to memorize every word in the story, but you do need to use the idioms and vocabulary words that we used. Here are some of the ones that we discussed. Old-fashioned, made it in, pretty much, didn't make it, do it yourself, it was worth it, the weather cooperated, and made an honest woman of her. So please try to tell the story on your own using these idioms now. Remember, you can listen to this lesson as many times as you need to. Okay, good luck, and we'll see you next time.